This is video number 4 of chassis number 3, Lola T190. Last time I told you that I was going to have to remake the rear subframe and get the wings built. Well, I have done that. This is the new rear subframe. You can see some of my nickel bronze brazing. And here is the old rear subframe. You can see the braces that I installed to the chassis jig to get my center and my square. Once I had that built up, this jig was built into the braces. Once I had all my center points and everything done as far as my inner radius arm mounts and also my shock mounts, that's when I cut this unit off and completed it. So therefore I can now build these rear subframes without having it on a chassis jig. I've also fitted the body. There was a few problems here and there. I can understand why. We needed about another 1/4 inch of material here, but I had to do it on both sides, but it all fits perfectly once I did that. Who knows what someone has done in the past. Here is my new front wing. This piece here is what I actually made, and this piece here is the original. You can see the molds that I made to make this piece. This is the clamshell mold that I fabricated to make this new wing. I am in the process now of making the left front wing clamshell mold. It is not finished right at this point, but the original wing is on the inside. You can see that I have finished one side of the mold, and I'm on the process now of finishing the second half. Once the second half is done, we split it apart, just like we did here, and I'm able to make my own front wings now. That's usually the first piece that goes on these cars. Wouldn't you agree? Here you can see the inner structure that I fabricated, and here is a second set of inner structure I'm going to make a second set of wings once I'm finished with the first set. It's always good to have a second set on hand. And here is the high wing that you've seen in the first restoration video photos that Mark Donohue and Ron Grable both used in the United States. This low wing was made by Lola, and it was illegal in the USA, and they were used in Canada and in Europe. But this is the high wing. This is the one I will be running majority of the time once I get all the bugs worked out. You can see the high wing braces. They mount on the rear uprights. You can also see what I did here. This is a new inner wing structure, all CNC milled. This is the old original structures. Pretty flimsy, susceptible to cracking. Well, this fourth video is going to be short and sweet. I still have quite a bit of work to do, but my major hurdles are over. I now will begin engine building. I am going to go ahead and tear the DZ302 apart, which I found out recently that it is a Lars racing engine. I know, it looks like I took a step backwards on the restoration of my T190, but I had to remove all the suspension pieces to build the rear subframe. I also have ordered all the aircraft bolts, and they are on their way. So this is the last hurdle I had to do. Next is to rebuild the DZ302, and that will be my next video, hopefully on the dyno. I plan to have her running this spring and have her all in her colors and glory. There has been some major gaps in the restoration in my videos to YouTube, but you can see all highly detailed and day-by-day updates on the restoration of this car or other vehicles I am doing in my shop. All I have to do is go to Facebook, ADD-Vintage, V-I-N-T-A-G-E, and you can see everything that I am doing as it happens. And don't forget, you are also able to see the restoration of this vehicle on my webpage, www.addvintagemotors.com. Thank you for following, and hopefully next time we'll be on the dyno.